Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with Was That Some Sandwich? By Randall. So we have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, which means in every row, every column, and every 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We also have these clues outside the grid. Those are ambiguous clues. They are either sandwich sums or X-sum clues. And it's up to us to determine which one is which. So like this 3 could be a sandwich clue, whereas this 5 is an X-sum clue. Or these ones against each other, they could both be, well, they can't both be sandwich clues for reasons you'll understand. They could both be X-sum clues, or one could be sandwich, one could be X-sum. You don't know which. So for each individual clue, you're determining which one is which. And so let's go over the rules for each. Let's say this 5 here was a sandwich sum. What you're doing is you're looking for where the 1 and the 6 end up in the row. Let's say they ended up here for whatever reason. Then you're going to look at the digits in between the 1 and 6. They're kind of sandwiched in between. That's why it's a sandwich sum. And they have to they sum to this clue. So in this case, we'd have to do 2, 3. So that would be one way to fulfill this 5 as a sandwich clue. The 5 could also be an X-sum clue. If it was an X-sum clue, then what we do is we look at this first digit next to the clue. And that's going to be the counting digit. That's the X. Let's say it was a 2. That counts how many cells, including itself, that you're going to use for the sum. And so these 2 cells then would add to 5, so that would be a 3. Now, this isn't possible, but if say, the counting digit was a 3, then we would use all 3 of these to sum to 5. Now, of course, you can't. 1 and 1. There we go. 1 and 1. Perfect. So that's X-sums, and those are all the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so the first thing to think about is what is the range of digits for an X-sum and what is the range of digits for sandwich? Sandwich is a little bit easier to talk about. So with a sandwich, the minimum that you can do is you'd have the 1 and the 6 next to each other. That would be 0. But other than 0, because there's no zeros on the grid, they'd have to be separated by at least 1 cell. And that 1 cell could only be 2 through 5. So you can have a 2 sandwich sum, but you cannot have a 1 sandwich sum. For X-sums, it's a little bit interesting because the digit here is the counting digit. So 1 actually works because you can put a 1 there, but a 2 skips right to 3, right? So there are some digits that get skipped, like the 2. So that's going to be important here. We already know that this one here is an X-sum clue, not a... in fact, let's just put green next to any cells that must be X-sum. I think that'll work out fine. Okay, and so the maximum for an X-sum is just to stick a 6 next to it, and then all of these sum to the X-sum clue, and that's going to be 21, because 1 through 6 adds to 21. Let's talk about the max sandwich clue, actually, because I didn't talk about that. But anyway, that does mean this is a 6. This is an X-sum 6 clue. The maximum for a sandwich is to put 1 6 at both ends, and the insides will be 2 through 5 added up, which is 21 minus 7, so that's 14. So this could be a sandwich clue with a 1 over here. I think it could be an X-sum clue. We'll have to think about that. This has to be an X-sum clue, though, because it's too big to be a sandwich. So actually, let's think about this now. When you're thinking about large X-sum clues, it's often easier to think about the outies. And by the outies, I mean the digits that aren't included in the counting sum. Because obviously there will be. If this was a 6, then this would add to 21 automatically. So if this was a 5, right, that means all of these are used in the sum. So the outie is just this single digit. And the outie plus the clue is going to add to 21. So the outie is always going to be 6 for this 15 clue. And we can't put a singular 6 here, for multiple reasons, but the most important reason is because there is a 6 in the box. So this is not going to be a 5. If it was a 4, then we'd use these 2 to add to 6, and they couldn't use the 4, so they would be 1 5 like that. If this was a 3, we'd have to use all 3 of these to add to 6, but that would involve the 3. The only way to do 6 and 3 is 1 plus 2 plus 3, so that doesn't work. And then 2 is way too small, right? Can't get to 15 and 2. So this does end up a 4 with a 1 5 pair here. Now we know this is an X-sum 2, actually. So we knew that this would we know this is a sandwich 2 because it can't be an X-sum 2. I don't know why I marked it as X-sum. I think I thought about that backwards. Sorry about that. Didn't use it. So this 1 5 pair is going to be involved in a sandwich sum to 2. But if the 1 was here, then it would have a 5 in it. So that's not going to work. So this is 5, this is 1. Then we do 2 6 right away, and then this is a 3. And then just to double check, these should add to 15. We have 7 plus 8. That is 15. All right. So that X-sum clue is done. That X-sum clue is done just naturally. By roping, this is going to be 1, 2, 5, and this is going to be 3, 4, which should help our 14 clue here. So if we wanted to add to 14 inside a sandwich, this would be the 1, and then these would automatically add to 14. If we wanted to do an X-sum clue, we can't use 1, 2, or 5 to do it. 5 is going to add to 15 because the 6 is over here. And 1 and 2 are way too small to add to 14. So this is the 1. This is a 2, 5 pair, and then this is our sandwich. Okay. So yeah, I don't think I need to color anything for sandwich. I think that's pretty clear. So the 14's done. Okay, so what do we want to look at next? Well, this 3 here, if it was a sandwich clue, it would have to be surrounding a singular 3, because we can't use the 1 as part of a sandwich sum, because the 1 is always part of the outside, the crust. I don't know why we call it crust. I feel like it should be called bread, because the bread is at either end of the sandwich, and then the meat and the cheese and whatever else is between the bread. Anyway, we call it the crust though. Anyway, so this can't be sandwich anymore because this isn't a 1 or 6. So this has to be an X sum, which can only be 2, 1. That gives us the 5 and the 2. Now this 5, we can't put a 1 here. We can't put a 2 here because of Sudoku. Obviously, 1 doesn't work because of X sum. We're pretending this is an X sum. Sorry, I should have led with that. Assuming this is an X sum, we wouldn't be able to put a 1 here because that would be an X sum of 1. We couldn't put a 2 here because it sees 2 2s. If we put a 3 here, then this adds to at least 6. So this is not an X sum clue. And we know that the only way to do a sandwich sum to 5 is to put 2 plus 3 in the middle. Oh no, we could have a 5 inside of a 1, 6. If we did that, the problem is that we don't have room, right? One of these ends will be a 1 and one of these ends will be a 6 because these aren't 1 or 6. Because we can't do 1, 6 here. That would be 0. We can't do 1, 6 here. That would be 0. So one of the 1, 6s is over here and one of the 1, 6s is over here. So it can't have a singular 5 in between. And it will use this too. So it should be pretty obvious at this point that this is the 2, 3 inside of the sandwich. This is a 1, 6 pair, and we know the order. And then these are going to be the remaining digits, 4, 5. All right. What else do we want to think about? Maybe this 5 over here. So if this was an X sum clue, we'd have to do 2, 3, and that clashes. So it's not an X sum clue. It is a sandwich clue. And where does the 1 go? The 1 goes in one of these 2 spots, and then the 6. So let's just put it as, oh, sorry, this can't, sorry. I missed the 1 in the box. I was looking at this one here. The 1 in the box says it's not here. These 2 ones say it's not here. So we can actually just place the 1 in this row. And then we can't go 5 this way because it can't be a singular 5, and the 6 can't be farther than here. So we're going this way, and using a 4 or a 5 and not using a 1 means that we're going to do 5, 6 like that. All right, so that's a 4. Let's do Sudoku. I think that would be good. These are from 3, 4, 5. Oh, not like that. 3, 4, 5. Actually, let's see. Let's look at this column. This is 4, 6. Yeah, we know the order. That's 4 and that's 6. This isn't a 4. Places 4 in the column. These are from 3, 5, 6. So the 6 goes here because of that 6. This is 3 or 5. Here we need 2, 3, 5. That's not a 5. Here we need a 2 or 3 also. Here we need 4, 2, 3, 4. And actually the 4 is placed. Okay, all of our 4s are done. All our 6s are done. Can we finish the 1s? We should be able to finish the 1s. Yeah, this is our last 1. This is 2 or 3. I'm assuming this all gets resolved by our 9 clue, but we'll figure out that once we pencil this. This is 2, 3, 5. That's not a 2. Okay, so now let's think about the 9 clue. If we did 9 and 3, if this was a 3, we could do 3, 5, 1. That would be how we'd do that. So that would work. Oh, can this be a 9 sandwich is for the first question. It cannot be because this can only add to 6 or 7. So it is not a sandwich. So this is an X sum clue. 9 and 5 is not possible. With 5, it would actually be exactly 15 because we know this is a 6. So this ends up a 3. And then this just resolves itself. Nice. Those do add to 9. Good. That's 2, that's 3, that's 5. That's 3, 2, 5, and that's a 3. And we're done. All right. I took my time on that one, but that's okay. Thanks, Randall. I enjoyed that. That was a good ambiguity puzzle. I think it was plenty approachable. I just wanted to take my time and explain what was going on. Hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.